My iPhone still has 100% battery health, all because I charge it the right way. So in this video I'm gonna show how to charge your iPhone to keep its battery healthy and make it last longer. When it comes to charging your iPhone, you can go one of two ways, with a cable or wirelessly. Both options are great, but in their own way. Wired charging on one hand allows for much lower charging times, thanks to higher wattage. This way, if you're in a rush, it's always better to plug your phone to the wall via the cable. However, this faster charging also puts more strain on the battery, forcing the chemical reactions inside to happen more actively. But don't worry just yet, because wired charging is very flexible, and just by changing a power brick you can mitigate the negative impact. Apple doesn't say which charger you should use, but I advocate for the least powerful option you have. Wireless charging in terms of impacting the battery condition is somewhat better. Apple limits the power that the iPhone can receive wirelessly to 15 watts. 7.5 if you use a random charger. Thanks to the lower power, the battery doesn't have to charge so quickly, thus the battery degradation is far less noticeable. For example, I bought my iPhone 13 used, and its previous owner used to charge it only wirelessly for the entire year, and when I bought the phone, it still had 99% battery health. But don't think that wireless charging is a perfect option, because it produces more heat by design. Wireless charging is stupidly ineffective, and most of the energy is dissipated as heat. So it's pretty common for phones to get really hot on a wireless charger, and heat is bad for your iPhone's battery. Cold is bad too, by the way. Apple claims that the optimal operating temperatures for the iPhone batteries are between 16 to 22 degrees Celsius or 62 to 72 Fahrenheit. The way I do it is kind of a mishmash. I charge wirelessly most of the time, but sometimes plug the cable in. Typically, the MagSafe charger is plugged directly into my Mac, and the reason is simple. I don't have a power adapter with the Type-C output. I charge the phone while I work, and at night it just stays on my bedstand. I only plug it to the wall when the MagSafe charges my AirPods. And I only use a 5-watt brick or a 10-watt brick. It takes a couple hours for the phone to charge, but I can live with that. And to all wondering, MagSafe is the only way I can charge my AirPods. One day they just stopped charging via the cable. Anyway, I recommend sticking to wireless charging most of the time and using a cable only in rare cases. That's why my power bank is also wireless and magnetic, so when I travel I just snap the phone onto it like this. By the way, for a high-speed charging via the cable, you need at least a 20-watt power brick, and it's supported only on iPhone 12 and newer. So everyone watching this on their iPhone 11, you're in a safe zone. Another thing you need to do to maintain that 100% battery health for longer is turn on charging optimization. Open Settings, Battery, Charging Optimizations. Here you have three options: Optimized, 80% limit, and none. As you see, mine is set to 80% limit, and I urge you to do the same. Lithium-ion batteries degrade faster while over 80% state of charge. When you choose 80% limit, your iPhone will charge up to about 80% and then stop charging. If the battery charge levels get down to about 75%, charging will resume until your battery charge reaches about 80% again. With the 80% limit enabled, your iPhone will occasionally charge to 100% to maintain accurate battery health estimates, so don't worry. The only problem is that this 80% limit is only available on iPhone 15 models and newer for some reason. So if you're rocking an older model, you're gonna have to stick with the optimized charging, and that is a great mode too. Here's how it works. Your iPhone learns your habits and routines and adjusts the charging accordingly. Let's say you charge the phone at night. The iPhone will charge it to about 80% while you sleep and wait until it's close to your alarm going off before charging up to 100. This mode is really smart and is a lifesaver for people with irregular charging routines. Long but regular commutes and office work during the day partying in the evening, this sort of thing. So if you have an older iPhone, I urge you to turn it on. Another thing to keep in mind is the power source you're using. I recommend using only original adapters made by Apple, preferably with the certified cable or wireless charger. When using the original charge and setup, there's always a line of back-to-back connection between the charger and the phone. This way the charger won't send too much power, which is good for battery health. For some time I used a cheap power brick to charge my iPhone X, and in half a year the battery health absolutely tanked. The same happened to my iPad. As they say, a miser pays twice. And try not to do any intense things while charging your phone. Playing games or shooting videos can somewhat confuse the phone, making the charging less consistent and stable. Batteries don't like that. But don't be too extreme about it. What I mean is, don't do that all the time. If it happens occasionally, then it won't have that much of an effect on your battery. The batteries in iPhones are pretty fragile, and what you should always remember is that from the factory, all batteries can have slightly different capacities. You can check yours by using a third-party app like Coconut Battery. As you can see, when I measured the battery health of my phone last December, the full capacity was at 102%. I assume in September it was even higher than that. You can be lucky and get a phone with slightly bigger capacity than designed, or with a slightly lower one. This is something we cannot influence. Sometimes the battery may be faulty and drop health much faster. Apple replaces such batteries only if the device is under 1 year old, under warranty, and the battery health is below 80%. But it's not only about charging the phone the right way, it's also about the way you use the phone and making the battery last longer in the moment. I prefer to keep things light, so the only thing I did was setting up an automation for the low power mode. I set mine to turn on low power mode when I open social media like Instagram and turn it off when I close them. If you want, you can go crazy with these automations and pretty much turn your phone into a potato on command, but where's the fun in that? Sure, if you want the phone to last longer on a single charge, you can be pretty extreme and disable a lot of stuff. For example, background app refresh. You can find it in general, background app refresh. If you want, turn it off for all apps at once. But I recommend going over the list of apps and leaving it on only for the apps you use the most. You can also turn off automatic brightness and adjust it manually. This will also get you a couple extra minutes of battery life. You can turn off the always on feature if you have one, or create an automation that turns off cellular data when you connect to a Wi-Fi and turns it back on when you disconnect. To do this, open Shortcuts, Automation, add New Automation, Wi-Fi. Set it to Network Joined. Pick the network you have at home, run immediately. Tap Set Mobile Data and switch on to off. Now do the same thing, but for leaving the network. There are many more ways to make your phone last longer, and I'm actually thinking of testing on the tricks and measuring the effect of them. If you want to see such a video, be sure to let me know in the comments. To keep your iPhone's battery healthy, you don't need to do anything crazy. You just have to be mindful about the way you charge it. Hope you learned something useful today. Thank you for watching and see you soon!